Hi there, my name is Simon from CramTheExam and welcome to another video where I walk you through another English exam question. In this video we're going to have a look at the FCE First B2 listening question, part 4, multiple choice. This question you can find on the excellent website examenglish.com, and you can find a link to both this exercise and the website in the video description below. If you haven't checked out examenglish.com, I've talked about it on a number of my other videos. It's full of resources to help you get ready for your FCE exam and other English exams as well. So if you haven't checked it out, it's well worth a visit. This question is as I said, it's the part 4 listening question, multiple choice. You've got a longer listening and all of the questions relate to that listening. So there's a narrative which you've got to follow, which in some ways I think makes it a little bit easier, although you are listening for specific pieces of information, those vocabulary links that connect the listening to the correct answer. And that's what we're going to have a look at as I go through the answers. So for question number 1, it says there is a concert on Saturday night it's either at the castle, in St. James's Concert Hall, or in the Candy Gardens. We've got this bit at the beginning. So the woman says, sure, well, I can show you a few things. Here's a map of the capital. It says this is Castle Cornet. It's over 800 years old. And then she goes on, in fact, there's a concert at the castle on Saturday night. Easy peasy, clear vocabulary link. And that's why the answer is A for question number 1. For question number 2, it says the woman says that Hauteville House, and it's either the home of a famous writer, has an excellent cafe, or has beautiful gardens. And if we scroll down to the right part, it's where the woman says, it is. The Candy Gardens are here, and this is Hauteville House. So this is a clear vocabulary link to what's mentioned in the question. So Hauteville House is mentioned here, and Hauteville House is mentioned in the listening. So straight away, your ears should be pricked up and you should be listening for the information around that vocabulary link. And she says the French writer Victor Hugo lived here. If you live somewhere, presumably in a home or a house or a flat or something like that, and that's exactly what we've got here. And that's why the answer is A. Now, the question number 3 is the guided walk in St. Peter's Port. So, hang on a second. So, you've got to listen out for any vocabulary to do with guided walks or St. Peter's Port, and we get that a little bit later on, almost word for word. The woman says there's a guided walk around St. Peter's Port today. And then she says it costs £5 and lasts an hour and a half. An hour and a half. Now, an hour and a half is otherwise described as 1.5 hours, so straight away we know that A is wrong because it says 2 hours. And then the man says, what time's that? And she says 2 o'clock. So there we go, 2 o'clock, 1.5 hours, and that's why it's the answer. For question number 4, she says, the question is, to join the guided tour, to join the guided walk, visitors must buy a ticket from the information office. No, because the man says, can I buy a ticket here? And she says, no. Meet outside the information office. Indeed, that's exactly what she says here. You'll meet your guide right here outside of the door of the information centre. And there's nothing, I don't think, about phoning the walk leaders in advance, so that's completely the wrong answer. But this vocabulary link, meeting outside the information centre, is why the answer is B. For question number 5, we're looking for vocabulary connected to the Autumn Walking Festival, and we get that pretty much straight away. It was our Autumn Walking Week last week. And then at the end of her little piece, she says, but that's all finished now. In other words, it's over. So the man has missed the opportunity to take part in the Autumn Walking Festival. And it seems that he is disappointed. He says, what a shame, I would have enjoyed that. Tennerfest is a festival. So we've picked out Tennerfest, we've picked out festival. These are the key vocabulary from this question. And Tennerfest is stressed quite strongly. The man says, I keep seeing signs for Tennerfest. And the woman says, Tennerfest? And then the man says, that's why it's called Tennerfest. So you've got 3 opportunities to make sure that you've turned your hearing on to get the answer here. And then in the middle of all of that, she says, lots of restaurants offer really good meals for £10. So the idea of Tennerfest clearly is to celebrate food. And then as regards when Tennerfest is going to happen, she says it starts on Saturday. Of course, this is part of the context of this conversation about Tennerfest. It starts on Saturday in 2 days' time. In other words, 2 days into the future, which means it hasn't finished. It's not happening now, but it will start soon, in 2 days' time on the Saturday. And lastly, for number 8, the man, the island of Jersey. And here we've got to go all the way to the end. We've got this conversation about crab at the Atlantic Hotel. None of it's important. Then it goes back to Tennerfest. And then at the end of that, she says, if you're interested in visiting the island too, you've come at the right time. And the man says, I wasn't planning it. I wasn't there last year. And then she says, well, if you change your mind, you can get the times from Times and Prices. And then at the end, he just says, no thanks, that's everything, thank you, can I just pay for this book? So it's clear from this that he's not that he's interested, not that he may visit. In fact, we know that he went last year. It's pretty clear from the context that he doesn't want to go, at least this time round. And that's why the answer is C. And there we go. That's why I think the answers are the answers. If you would like me to explain in any more detail, or you disagree with anything that I've said, please leave a comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. If you're studying for your FCE exam using these online resources and using a course book, then please pop along to my website CramTheExam.com, where you might find I'll be able to help you out with your course book exam questions as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you again soon.